and welcome to another edition of the Prog.cast. All right, today it is episode number 27, and we are fortunate enough to have Coach Jeremy with us today.
How's it going?
And I have the Prog.cast playing live in the background, and it's going to echo. So that's fixed. Here's what we got going on this week. We don't have a ton of events coming up west. Just kidding. We always have events going on in Progression. But the big one is we have Friday Night Lights, okay? That starts February 22nd. Can you believe it? It is not this Friday, but next Friday.
Already.
I know. The open season is among us. It's a good time to be in the gym. If you haven't signed up for a Friday Night Lights team, you still can sign up, okay? You need 4 people, and all you're going to do, a lot of people think this is a super complicated event. It's not. Now, the name's confusing because it says Friday Night Lights, but you can do it at any class on a Friday. And for 5 weeks, we're going to do 5 specific workouts on those Fridays, and all you got to do is track your score, putting in the scoring document that we're going to make easily available to you and your teammates, and then we see who's the fittest in the gym at the end of 5 weeks.
Sounds like a fun comp.
Sounds like a lot of fun, right? Jeremy, you've done the open a couple times?
A couple times.
Is it worth doing?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I've done the open a couple times. It's a blast. It's 5 weeks of awesomeness. I remember doing the first original Friday Night Lights. I was on Team Kiss Fit. That might be copyright infringement. I still have my shirt somewhere. It's pretty cool. It's a blast. You can't have too much fun with this. It's a lot simpler than you think it is. You literally just show up and work out on Friday and do that workout. If you can't make it on Friday, you can repeat the workout on a Saturday or during an open gym time on a Monday and still get your score to count for your team. If you have questions, please feel free to PM as you're following along here on YouTube. That's a new improvement today. We're doing our show live from YouTube from Progression Fitness's YouTube channel. This way, all of our future shows are going to be automatically archived on Progression Fitness. We have about half of all the broadcasts we've done on our YouTube channel. If you want to subscribe, do it. Give us a like. Subscribe to Progression Fitness on YouTube. That way you can stay up to date with this every single week. Follow the broadcast to see all the other awesome content that we're going to be posting on here as well. Another form of communication, you've heard me say multiple times, our 2019 resolution is to communicate better. I think we're off to a good start this year. With that being said, let's get into some questions and answer today. All right. I see some people adding a green powder to their nutrition. I eat some vegetables, but not a lot of raw green ones, however. Is this a good idea for supplementation into my diet? Possibly. First off, you just got to find your vegetable. It's okay. So, for example, my vegetable is broccoli. I love eating broccoli. I can eat broccoli every single day for lunch and dinner if I wanted to. I maybe could even do it for breakfast, but you're not going to want to be around me if I do it for all 3 meals. So, if you have a really hard time, though, getting some greens into your diet, there's a lot of great multivitamin or veggie powders. They're essentially just dried, ground up vegetables that you can throw into your drinks. I mean, there's endless of them. Just make sure you're reading what you're putting into your drinks because oftentimes, if you don't read the label, you might be throwing in a whole bunch of sugar or stuff you don't really need. So read the labels. Just find the most normal green vegetable additive that you can find for your drinks. Jeremy, you got anything on that? I know you know some supplements.
My biggest advice would be, try the best that you can to just eat your food more than supplement your food.
Always.
Supplementation isn't necessary.
Hence the name, supplementation.
Exactly.
It's a supplement to what you're already doing.
Yeah. So do your best. I mean, if it's your last resort, that's my advice. But just try and eat whole foods.
I mean, it's even that way with protein powder. You want to get the majority of your protein from a good, lean protein source, whether that's chicken, beef, fish, you name it. And then if you still have a hard time getting it in or you are doing consistently strenuous workouts, then, yeah, you probably want a little extra protein in your life. Oh, yeah. Get those BCAAs. Next question. Favorite kind of pie? I'm not a super big pie guy. So for me, this is, I don't know if you even classify this as pie. It's more like just a straight up dessert. I love some French silk pie. It's like, what about you, Jeremy?
From Baker Square, that Oreo pie. It had a little,
It's no
little
more, though,
cherry
dude.
on top.
It's no more. Baker Square's gone.
I know, that was my favorite.
I know what you're talking about, though, that
Out of
Oreo
all
pie.
The Oreo pie.
Too many late nights after a late night of...
95% sugar, but it was good.
If your macros have been on point for the whole month and that's the one time, why not?
Carb load.
The word on the street is that Ryan Seafelt loves country music and wants it played during class. Any chance of this happening? Probably not. We try to play to everybody in the class at the same time. So, you might get a couple country songs, but we're going to be mostly playing a broad range of genres. Sorry, Ryan. I know you love country. Why were both air runners put in the small gym that can't be used for workouts? Should we start hanging our laundry on them? No, you don't. You shouldn't hang your laundry on them because then nobody can use them. We moved the air runners into the gray gym because, as you said, they aren't able to be used for workouts because we only have 2 of them. And mostly, I don't remember the last time we had a class of 2 people, especially during our busy time. So it's unfair if the entire class probably can't use them, and we're never going to have 10 air assault runners in our gym. Maybe not, I won't say never because I didn't know we would even have 2 in our lifetime. So maybe in like another half decade to decade we'll get 10.
Possibly.
Yeah, possibly. But I know Jeremy can talk to this too. Air assault runners and our Woodway traditional treadmills are in the gray gym. Go on over and use those. You know what I mean? There's no reason you can't go over and warm up on those, especially if you have if you've used you have the open gym add-on to your membership. No reason you can't incorporate those into your workouts on your own or cool downs, or if you're just doing your own thing during the week. They are a great tool. Jeremy, you ever use those in your training?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And you see them more and more at the games and whatnot and CrossFit competitions. They're a great tool to get on. I mean, I love just even doing simple 10-second sprints on there. Walk, 10-second sprint. Walk, 10-second sprint. Great way if you want to get some running in during the wintertime. I know we have a lot of marathon endurance people who use those over in the gym as well. So I guess, honestly, having them in the gray gym probably gives them more access to more people because it's hard to use one of those if it's sitting in the corner during a class.
Exactly.
So yeah, don't hang your laundry on them though. Why are calories meters scaled differently for men and women? And if scaled at all, it seems like it should be height-based. Well, Jeremy, what do you think about this one?
Well, back in the day.
Yeah, this is good. Listen to this. Everybody listen up right now. Back in the day to Coach Jeremy. He can say that.
Back in the day, when CrossFit first started, we didn't have male-female recommended rep schemes or even weights. It was all one universal weight, whatever requirement.
For example, Grace might have been a thing, but it would have been just like 135 is a weight. Do it.
Yep.
Or scale as needed.
It accordingly, yes.
Yeah. Interesting. So keep that in mind when we're thinking about this. This was brought about because people wanted to have differences between men and women, which scientifically makes sense because men are always going to produce more testosterone than women. So theoretically, men should be able to lift slightly heavier weights, and that's not always the case. So as Jeremy said, I think the big key word there is scale accordingly.
Yeah, scale accordingly.
And the biggest thing that we try to do for you as your coaches every day is we try to get the best possible workout for you, and most of the time that's probably not what's written on the board even. And there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Actually, it's great if you have learned how to scale or listen to your coach's recommendations because you're probably getting the right workouts so you can hit 4 or 5 workouts a week instead of being trashed because you tried to do the RX 2 times and then couldn't make it in until Saturday again or something like that. So, cool. Are we supposed to sign in for open gym times? I thought I read/heard, but don't see it as an option. I believe when you sign in, it should be at the very bottom, and it's like a skill session sign in or an open gym sign in. It should be there. PM me or Michael if you're not able to see this come up as an option when you come to sign in for classes. All right. But yeah, everybody should be able to sign in for open gym if you have the open gym add-on to your membership. It might be listed as skill session still. I'll double check that. But if you're not finding it still, PM me or Michael. Oh, here's a good one. After 4 sets of 5 back squats last week, my hamstrings were really sore. Is that good or is that bad? I'll start it out here. That could be good. What I want you to think about is that we recently just had a change in volume, though. So what I mean by that is in the last training program, we were doing very few repetitions. We were down to sets of 2 back squats for 4 or 5 sets, and our intensity was way up, meaning the amount of weight we wanted you to lift was heavier. All right, so now we've added more reps back in. The amount of weight we expect you to lift has gone down a little bit. So the volume is up, which is a different stimulus to your muscle. So you're getting more repetitions on the back squats, and you might just be recruiting and engaging more muscle fibers as you do this. Jeremy, is that pretty normal?
Yeah, that's pretty normal when you're starting a new cycle of anything. Your body is trying to adapt, so you're going to be sore for a couple weeks, and then you'll end up just kind of regulating again. So this kind of keeps you getting stronger and seeing more gains.
So like Jeremy said, it's a good thing. So your body is trying to adapt to the new stress that we're placing on it. So good for you. As long as that soreness goes away. What would you say if a soreness doesn't go away? When should you get something checked out, Jeremy?
If it's becoming very significantly hard to bend, sit, or anything like that.
So like if you get back to your back squat session, the next back squat session, and you still haven't recovered from this one, something might actually be wrong.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So pay attention to your body, but a little bit of soreness in a new training cycle is good. I heard yoga classes are going to become a part of clubs. Is that true? I don't know. That will probably be up to our yoga instructors. Now, remember, club programs are specialty programs that coaches have an interest in coaching. So, for example, we have an obstacle course racing class. Probably doesn't have enough draw to just have its own class on the schedule. We have a competitors CrossFit class, right? Small group again, but dedicated group of people, something that Jeremy's very interested in coaching and very passionate about. We have a weightlifting class as well on Sundays. We have the Rochester Barbell Club, something I'm very passionate about, but there just really isn't enough room to put it on the schedule during the week. But it's something I want time to coach and coach how I want to coach it. So when we have these specialty classes, it's something that we're interested in doing that we don't necessarily have time, or an hour isn't enough time to get it done and to teach it how we want to teach it during the week, right? Or it's not a class where we're going to have it full if we had it 5 days a week. Like, for example, I've had a weightlifting program in the past, and we had weightlifting every evening for a while, and I'd have 3 people there every evening, and I have people showing up at various different times. So by having this, I have a 2-hour class on Sundays. Jeremy has a class on Saturday. That gives us the time to really be specific about what we want to do. I know, Jeremy, you have workouts outside of class. You have homework as well, right?
Yeah, a little extra credit stuff to get done throughout the week before the next session.
So I guess and I will not speak for our yoga instructors or our yoga staff, but if they maybe we're going to have a certain type of yoga they wanted to provide and to try it out, they might put it as part of the club class. But no, as far as I know, the yoga program is going to stay how it is until we hear otherwise. Or we'll at least have some kind of yoga class that is on the CFP schedule as far as I know. On episode 3 of the Prog.cast, someone asked about the 10K Dubs Challenge put on by RPM, which is a jump rope company, and that happened a couple months ago. Josh said challenges like those were bad and people shouldn't do them. This month's challenge at CFP is almost exactly the same, though. During the 10K challenge, I was doing dubs for 5 to 10 minutes a day to hit the amount I needed, 323 per day, to reach 10K for the month. What's the difference? So before me and Jeremy respond, here is a response from the man himself. Okay, so the challenge is to get double unders if you don't have them. If you do, you should be working on something you don't have. Triple unders or using the heavy rope. If you don't know what the heavy rope is, ask a coach. Maybe you need to get better at singles, actually. That's another way to do this challenge as well. Increasing your endurance with single unders, it is a different pathway than doubles. All right? Jeremy, how do you feel about that?
Even backwards double unders, I've done that in a workout. That's pretty humbling.
So what you're hearing from Jeremy and Josh here, everybody, is so if you have double unders, good. You need to find another way to challenge yourself, right? You can never be too good at, let's just call it jumping skills, all right? You can't be good. So if you've mastered double unders, fantastic. It's time to get triple unders, reverse double unders. That's crazy. I can't even fathom that. And then, I mean, so learn a new skill. That's a 10-minute CrossFit, right?
Yeah.
Learn a new skill. So if you have double unders, that's not going to challenge you this month. And if you need help figuring out what that skill is, grab a coach. I'll take 30 seconds and I'll help you figure out, or Jeremy will help you figure out what double under skill or jump roping skill you need to work on to get better. Okay, so if you have double unders, go for the triple or the reverse double, or use the heavy rope instead to challenge yourself. All right, and I think we talked about this last week as well. With that being said, anytime you see some kind of challenge like this, I think it goes without saying, you got to make sure your body feels good as you're doing it. Because I don't care what kind of challenge. We could do a box step-up challenge, and that could be painful or cause injury if you do too many box step-ups or you're not doing them correctly. Now, if you challenge yourself and you pick a new double under skill you don't have, for example, triple unders, I probably am going to guess that you're going to have to break a lot more often and not do as many repetitions. If I'm trying to practice triple unders, it's going to be like starting all over the first time that you got double unders, and you get to whip yourself again and re-go through that experience. Because who doesn't want to do that? So, yeah, I think that might be all the questions we have today. Yeah, so that was the end of it. We had a few questions this week with made-up names or with no name responses, so we weren't comfortable airing those. If you want to ask us those in private, by all means, PM me, PM Josh, anybody, okay? And we'd be glad to respond to those and whatnot in a private message as well. Thank you so much for all the questions this week. Remember, not this Friday, but next Friday is our first Friday Night Lights of the year, of the season. We have 5 in a row. Beginners class will be going on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, instead of Monday, Wednesday, Friday like normal. So Monday, Wednesday, Thursday for the 5 weeks during the Open. Okay. Do we have any questions or comments on Facebooks?
No.
Nothing in here today.
Check Facebook.
We're going to check Facebook real quick. We'll see if we have any comments online there.
Nope.
Looks like we don't have any comments today, but thanks for tuning in. Remember, we're going to start going live from our YouTube channel. So if you have the YouTube app, you can set an alert where you can know when we're going live. We're going to be notified when we're going live via YouTube. This might make it easier also for playback as far as like a podcast or something if you want it on the go so you can hear the audio and whatnot. Hope everybody has a great week. Remember, there's still tons of time to get your team signed up for Friday Night Lights.
Oh, definitely. One more week.
Woo! Do it. First sponsor is going to be Active PT, thanks to Courtney Hilmanowski. I saw her working on some awesome videos today for you guys. Don't want to spoil anything. Can't wait to see those. I know last year they had some great movement and mobility tips. You're going to like it, guys. Have a great day.
Have a good day, guys.
See you.